Murungas were led by a general. General Murunga, stoic, seasoned, powerful, quiet. Yeah? Unajua kijeshi. That was our house. But if Dad was the serious, stern guy, Mother was the heartbeat of our home. Yeah? She made everything tick. She was our prayer warrior, our disciplinarian in a good way, our love machine. I'll call her love machine because anything you wanted, a mother seems to know how to fix. And her love language was food. Who? Now to make this one, for this one to sink in, you must understand. We are a lunge. Do I need to say anything else? Yeah. In our house, you can eat chicken for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, supper, dessert. So sisi tunajua kuji. Madheas chapa. We can cook, we can clean, we can what, we can. So that was our home. So in 2019, my mom, those two diehards, had been together how many years? 50. 50 years. And Mother used to tell us this story. When we fika 50, you guys are going to throw me a what? A bash. We were not allowed to forget. But then something drastic happened. Mom got cancer. There's nothing that prepares you for that disease that hides. It steals your energy. It took her hair. It grizzled her skin. And then the pain that she had to endure. But that mother was the same one who would come and encourage us. For 8 years, she carried that disease. Waiting for what? 50. So in 2019, finally, the 50th year had arrived. And we threw Mother the block party of block parties. Let me tell you, it was a bash. And the whole community, we live in a place called Kaoska. The whole community was in that bash. Her bridesmaids were her chama, halunje chama. Drama ama sio drama. But let's leave that too. So Mother almost never made it to 50. I'm named after her father. My dad used to tell me, your mother loves you more than the others. I told her, no. But they say parents have favorite children. They don't admit, but they do. Yeah? She used to say, I have my head in the clouds. I'm a dreamer. So, see, Mother is struggling with cancer. Me, nimeenda nikafanya nini? I've gone and I've quit my job with chest. Have you ever quit a job with chest? Let me explain how to quit a job with chest. You don't know how to quit a job with this is a tutorial. When you quit a job with chest, you must tell your boss where he should put it. Because me, I was who? Me, I was talented. Me, I was connected. Me, I knew people. And I could do this job. I could start my own agency. But where? Let me tell you, nothing prepares you. What joblessness is like. phone calls of the guys who used to tell you, just call me, you're my guy, you're my guy, you're my guy. You guy, my guy. Hey, unapiga tururu. And so unakula savings. But you still want to go to the club? There's someone in that WhatsApp group. Something cheats you that your life is still there. It is not. It is not. Cut your coat according to your cloth. But in your head, those wires have not unganished yet. You still think you have a company credit card. So you could swipe. Yeah. So from Chums, from being the guy who could pay the fees on time, pay rent on time, put fuel, full tank. You know that thing when you go, Jazza. I'll fill in a wallet. Look at that guy, you look at him, you don't even look at the gauge, whether he has put or not. I had to come back to level. I used to, now when I reach the petrol station, now how life changed. When I reach the petrol station, I have to park the car so I can see. I can see if that thing is really tough. I know guys here know that story, don't they? But there's something about being broke. This story only Jamas. So if you are chicks, just chill, kidogo. Guys, there's something about being broke. There's something it does to a guy. Especially when he used to be there. A guy. I came from being able to do all those things to having to ask my wife for air time. That's what I was thinking. Me. Vile nimejaa hivi kwa stage. And our women, God bless them. They show up for us. If you're a wife or a husband, but as men, we don't know how to be in that place. And I was having a conversation earlier, and one of the things they said that we think that our identity is tied to our money or our job. And because we think that that's how my wife sees me also. And so I come home and I can't talk to her because if I have to ask her for money, she'll think less of me. So I don't. And I struggle with debt until it's at a point where I am being mortgaged. And then I'm not saying, and so because we are spending money on things we shouldn't be, and I'm not saying that I don't have the money, we have to move. Man, there's something about being broke that breaks a man. It just doesn't break the man alone. It breaks their women because they don't know how to help you. They see the father of their children struggle and they are lost because a man should lead. And in that space, men drown. Men drown. So it stretched us. So now we are back to 2020. This has been happening, yeah? This is a picture. That my mother's death finds us on September 19th, 2019. My day dies. I'm in this turmoil of trying to figure out just staying afloat. And then the world does what? Shuts down. If you're an entrepreneur here, you know how life is crazy. All the bills are yours. Yeah, no one is coming to save you at the end of the month. So in 2020, this thing had twisted us. It had broken us. And where did I find myself in 2020? I found myself back in the general's house at 49 years old. And who wasn't there? Mom. When I needed her the most. But who was there? General. But the general was struggling with what? Grief. The grief of losing a partner that he's been together with for 50 years. I moved into my sister's room. My sister is tall, so lucky me, I could fit in her bed. But the home felt alien. I felt lost. I was at home, but then again, I wasn't. When you've been independent for so long, all you want is your own space. But now that room was my space. Yeah, I could eat, I didn't have to worry about rent and all those things, but it just didn't sit correctly. And for 3 months, I operated like a nomad. I'll explain how. I lived out of my suitcases because I couldn't bring myself to it would signal that this thing was what? Yeah. So those suitcases would stay there like a cathedral to my pain and my denial of the current situation. It was tough. And here I was, a 49-year-old man-child, and my father doesn't know what to do with me. Jobless, hopeless, penniless, worthless. The things you tell yourself. Then my brother walked in. My brother lives not far from my father's house. My brother is called David. David and Sally came later. We are 5, eh? So us 3 are like here on the curve. David and Sally are here. He finds his brother living out of suitcases. He looks at me and says, "Hey, Induku ya? Yanzi. How are you?" I nod, because even words are not coming up. See, I'm a tough guy still. Yeah, I nod. He looks at me, I look like I'm not eating breakfast. Umekunywa chai? I'm silent. He leaves. He goes to the kitchen, he makes tea. With tea? Drinks. We drink. He finishes and says, sasa naona umekunywa chai. Wacha niende. Then he goes. 3 days later he comes back. And so my brother kept coming. He kept coming. In that 3-month cycle, he just used to come. He never used to ask me anything. He make tea. Then he just bring water. Talk. Yeah, and we just chill there. He's not saying anything. Because there's another pain, eh? There's another pain where you can't say what you're feeling. But you don't want to be by yourself. He saw the ghost that I was, but knew that for the man to reappear, he needed to, just needed to be there. presence. The audacity of presence. Just showing up. Sometimes you think you have to bring money. No. You don't have to bring anything. You just have to come. So this brother of mine, when he had finally started, when the silence was not so loud, and we could talk, we talked about everything else but my troubles. Which meant I didn't have to pretend to him. We could just be. Yeah? And then he would come, like on a Tuesday, he liked to swim, and tell me, my brother is a lay preacher, just for context. Kuna mahali hapa Ruiru, kuna swimming pool. Mi naendanga Tuesdays. Si we go. Si unipele? Pelek. And we would go and swim. Then on Fridays, he'd come and say, kuna chama hapa ya wamama. I usually teach them cycling. Si unipele? Nipele. And we would go and cycle. Other days, he would just come and would walk. We'd pick our laps in the estate. But the thing I enjoyed most is when he came home and brought his guitar. Now that boy who was now a man, it's me who taught him how to play that guitar. But he took that gift that I gave him, and he used it to heal me. We sang the songs that I taught him. We sang the choruses that he knew. We sang the ones that we invented. And we just found some sort of joy in that moment. I forgot the pain. I remembered my worth. Not a shadow anymore. Now I was just a guy. Not the guy. This the guy thing has issues. So girls, just a guy. And Muzai, you had been watching us. This kind of thing is, it's happening in his house. So just there. The general decided, hii mtu hapana iko na kitu ya kufanya. Wacha mimi napatia yeye kazi. Si ndio? Keep me busy. So you'd think he would call his networks and I would get a job and I would wake up every morning and go there, yeah? But no, the general decided I would be his driver. Has any of you ever driven a general? Acha niwaambie. All my 30-something years of driving did not prepare me for that. Wewe hapa naona hiyo bodaboda nakuja kwa lane yetu. Backseat driving, everything. Enda pole pole. When speed limit ni 80, that time I'm at 60. I can't tell him. But in going home, I met my father. Men will understand the story. I met my father. Not daddy. My father. By him making me his driver, I met his friends. I saw the respect. I saw their camaraderie. I saw people come and treat him with reverence. I'd never seen my father like that. Because sometimes you think because he has taken us to university and he didn't go, now we know more than him. But there's a reason he had gotten to where he was. And being in his presence allowed me to sit at his feet. This was a first-class apprenticeship. Come 50 years later. Then I was promoted. Who wants to know what job I was given? I became the P. Hapo kwa PS sasa ni kuandika mabaru. And my father has not time for even writing. His work is to dictate. Whether it's in Kiswahili, English, or Luya, my work is to transcribe somehow and get the gist of the message in proper English. If you write bad English, you'll know. Because in being humble, in sitting at his feet, in writing and editing his letters, I rediscovered my writing. I found the thing that I'm good at. The thing that I'm great at, actually. Now, in that house, there was my dad, so general, generation 1. There was me, generation 2. Then my brother's sons, my 2 nephews were there as well, because they had come to stay as they were doing culinary school. So they were chefs. And that chefing was born also in that kitchen. Yeah, all our kids were taught to cook there by that same shosho. Kuhu. So we are now there, testing recipes, rediscovering the joy of mother's food, of hosting. You know, when you cook, you have to call people. You have to call people. And so mother's spirit was reborn. That there in that kitchen, where she had found the most joy, 3 generations of Murunga men discovered how to keep her heartbeat alive. My son is here. He cooks. He can tell you that I cook a lot. I used to cook for them a lot. He now cooks a lot because he's the one there. But I want to also speak about the family that you choose. Not your friends. Someone talked about choosing, being careful about the friends that you choose. Me, I have a sisterhood of faith. They are inside here. Many of them are here. The ones who pray for you until you feel Jesus is in your pocket. Nobody can touch you. Holy Spirit, Shindwe. Those ones. The ones that came to pray for Mother when she was in hospital. The ones that came home when she returned. The ones that came when she died. Those ones. The ones who called when I wasn't picking up those ones. Where? Those ones. They showed up. My alumni group, Hospital Hill. That alumni group of mine, that class, gave me a place for me to reappear in safety. You know, safe spaces where they won't judge you. Tell you, how can you go to your father's house and you're 49? Where in Nandi? And then there were the guys. And this one is for men. Guys, if you don't have men of stature who's mama with you, not women. Women will there, they will pray for you and all, but there's some things that you cannot, there's some conversations you cannot have. You need men who can show up for you properly. Yeah? Guys like Mwendwa, who opened his home to my kids, my boys, and stood in that gap when I was not there. Guys like Sheki, who gave me references when I had a 4-year gap in my resume. And unbeknownst to me, guaranteed that this guy could deliver that job. It's not that the skill was not there, but there's a way the world forgets you. How many know that story? Women like Carol, our best maid, whose home is permanently open to my children, those people showed up. They showed up for me. They showed up for my family. They showed up for my wife, ex-wife. How do you call it? Complicated? I don't know how it is now. That one. They showed up. Because relationships are messy. Yeah? But they don't decide when things go good or bad. You can't control all the elements. But you need people who are real with you. And so audacity, the audacity of grief, how it tears you apart. The audacity of fatherhood. The audacity of brotherhood. The audacity of friendship. People say audacity is loud. But is it? Audacity is quiet. Audacity is quiet. Audacity is the brother who comes home and makes you tea and doesn't say anything. Audacity is the father who welcomes home a 49-year-old man-child with only 2 suitcases and his clothes. Audacity are those friends who call and call and call, even when you ignore their phone calls. So I was in a valley, but that valley did not end me. In fact, it remade me. Mwema woke up one day. Mwema is my friend. And he said, I'm doing this golf thing. So you come and help me do the branding. You know this thing. Come and help. You know those friends who give you references, then they'll give you work. Then they pay you. Mwema was one of those guys. So we started a golf series called the Mwema Challenge. Okay, it was already running. So when I joined it in 2023, we restructured it. Created a whole new brand identity. Created a comms plan. And then I started using my storytelling gift to promote it. We had no money. We had no big budget. We're in 3 countries. We just came back from Kigali. We were in Uganda. And now we're going to Vipingo, India, and that's my holiday. You are not your failures. I am just a what? A guy. The most important lesson that I got. I saw me separate from all these other things that we think make us who we are. We're just people who need other people to make it. That's how God designed this thing. It's me. It's me. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother or my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my father or my brother, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer.